We're good. Okay. Hello, this is Tim from Two Blokes from Blighty, and before we get into today's episode, we're going to hear a lovely message from our lovely friend, the lovely Josh, and the lovely Alex from the lovely Talking Smack. Take it away, you lovely lads.
How lovely.
Hey Josh, I'm finally ready to do something fun every Wednesday.
Alex, finally, we're going to talk superheroes, movies, animation, comics, and much, much more, right?
Yes, but we're also going to talk Star Trek.
Make it so, my friend. Catch Talking Smack every Wednesday on your podcatcher of choice. We will see you there, smackheads.
Really like that he says, Alex, finally, like we're clamoring for content.
We are. Especially on a Wednesday. I can't think
On a
of
Wednesday.
Apart from Talking Smack, I can't think of anything good that comes out on a Wednesday.
No, it's a bit of a drought.
Everyone's reaching for the choir's words, bellow up and get trapped in church spires, wisps of fury against one's neighbour, reeling around in the echo chamber. This is Joey from Two Blokes from Blighty. I am joined by the magnificent Tim Fitzgerald. Tim, how are you feeling?
I'm good. What Shikari song is that? Pain, I couldn't remember which one it was the other night.
It's Take My Country Back.
Oh, is that just the name of the song? I know the opening lyrics are, I don't want to take my country back, I want to take my country forward.
Yeah, it's the whole thing, because it's all about Brexit. And,
yeah.
I mean, essentially also about the Cheeto man that's in charge now.
Mm-hmm.
And the anger from certain generations and communities. So those angry words bellow up in church. They get trapped in church spires, signifying their kind of age and rurality of the demographic that vote for that stuff. So,
yeah.
Tim, how are you? Season 9, how does it feel?
It's been a long time coming. We took a 2-week break and it felt like forever, to the point that this really caught up on us. We're recording this on Monday night.
I blame you for that.
Yeah, to be fair, that's a lot of my fault.
I completely blame you, and not the fact that I wanted to watch the football on Wednesday.
Did I ask about the recording on Wednesday last week? I forget.
Yeah, and I said the football's on.
Oh, yeah, and then we were like, okay, fine.
And then we just never rearranged it, because we're busy boys, Tim. We do a lot on this podcast.
Yeah, we're going to be getting onto that at some point in this episode.
We are, but it's all good. Tim, we do start all our episodes in the same way, and I expect this season to be no fucking different. So, Tim, I hope you've got some quiz questions, because this is our quiz jingle.
Pub quiz question of the week. Not a jingle, that's a sound effect at best.
What we have there is a fucking jingle, Tim.
Pub quiz questions of the week. As always, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the questions and we're going to keep going until Joey gets one wrong or can't answer one. And then at that point, that's going to be our question of the week.
Have we had a round where I can lose it on the first one yet?
Maybe not this week, but perhaps next week, if this works out.
Let's do it.
So, what is the world's largest coral reef system located off the coast of Queensland, Australia?
Isn't it the Great... fucking hell, this is going to be the first one. The Great Barrier Reef.
Correct. Which US state is the only one to be located entirely in the Pacific Ocean?
Hawaii?
Correct. What body of water lies between lies between Africa and Saudi Arabia?
The Indian Ocean?
Not the Indian Ocean. We're going to come back to it at the end of the episode. So
I know what it is. I think it's the Black Sea.
Not the Black Sea. That's in mainland Europe.
Fuck off, Tim.
Sorry. We'll come back to it at the end of the episode.
The Gulf of...
We're not guessing
Mexico.
anymore. We're moving on. It's also not that.
No, it's not the Gulf of Mexico. I just thought the word Gulf came to mind, but I'm sure that's not right. Anyway, Tim, we've got a few things we want to talk about, but we have a hangover from last series.
We do?
I want to talk about weird history.
Oh, you want to get that done now?
I want to fucking get right in there, because I am on the edge of my seat.
Can we get a last time on Dragon Ball Z-esque thing about what you remember from last week?
No, because it's about an election, and I remember two very.
No, this isn't the election one. This is the one about graham crackers.
Oh, then I remember nothing, and I'm not excited to talk because I don't remember any of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna just find the history jingle wherever that may be. Where's the history jingle? I really wanted to keep the editing really low, but I can't find the history jingle. Tim, where is it?
I don't
Can
know.
you see it?
Let me have a look. This? No, not it. Now we can't stop it unless I do this.
No, don't do anything.
Well, I guess he hated it.
No. Do you know what, Tim? It was called History Short, but I don't know where it's gone. So this is our history jingle.
Doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always number two. No one knows.
He was on for so long, and he said he wanted to have this episode be less than 45 minutes.
I have feelings that I can't explain.
This isn't very much work.
Driving me insane. All my life been so polite, but I'll sleep alone tonight. 'Cause I'm just
Tim.
anywhere else I'd be tame. Is it my destiny to live and die a life of blonde
It's the soundboard bot really struggling for you as well.
Tim. Where I see love, she
It's good enough.
sees a friend. What will it take for her to see the man behind the tent and fight for me?
I got this though.
History. Oh, history. Why didn't we play that?
Because it was on a previous version of the soundboard. I don't know why it's not loaded with the latest.
Oh, that's weird. If you remember last time, Joe, we talked about William Graham, the guy who invented the graham cracker, and his bizarre diet.
Oh, yes. He was the worst man on the planet.
Yeah, he was weird. Do you remember there was a guy in that? What was his name? Something Miller.
John Cracker.
William Miller, who was the guy who did Bible maths.
Yeah, I remember.
to try and predict when Jesus was coming back.
Yeah,
we're doing that right now.
Let's do it.
1832 in the town of Justin, Connecticut, because we're always in Connecticut.
Forever in Connecticut.
Miller has now decided it is time to reveal his Bible maths theory, and he was going to say when Jesus was going to return. It wasn't going to be long. He read it aloud in a lecture to a mind-blowing reception. He wrote 16 articles in the Vermont Telegraph, and people were in for the second coming of Jesus. He got a ton of requests to travel, give speeches, and he decided it'd be easier to write a book so people could buy the book, look at his teachings from there. The book
I can imagine that the key part of that was buy the book.
Yes, probably. The book's title was Evidence from Scripture and Math Regarding the Second Coming of Christ About the Year 1842 Exhibited in a Course of Lectures. So he didn't have an editor.
You really gave away the goat on the title there.
Yeah, it's kind of blown the load a little early. However, this movement now called Millerism was taking off, with people believing the math Bible theory, and the theory spreading to Britain, Norway, and Australia, particularly of note. But people wanted to have a specific date, and Miller wouldn't give one. What he'd narrowed it down to was the first quarter of the Gregorian calendar in 1843. And people believed him, thinking that the second coming would result in a fire that would cleanse the earth. So home sales skyrocketed.
Wow. People
were just moving into the woods, essentially. Meanwhile, the smart people are going, oh, cheap house.
Smart.
March 21st came and went. No fire, no cleanse, no Jesus. And Miller went back and checked his sums. He's made an error. He was using the wrong calendar. So he came up with a new date, April 18th. April 18th, 1844. Then the 18th came and went. No Christ. The Millerites then had a big meeting in August, and a man called Samuel Snow discovered new maths.
Wow.
Snow then declared that Christ would come back on October 22nd, 1844. October 22nd then became known forever in the group as the Great Disappointment because nothing happened.
Yeah.
So Miller said that there was human error in the Bible. So essentially, he was basing his maths off the Bible.
Not me. It's the
Not-
Bible that's wrong.
It's the Bible. But if the Bible's wrong, then his source is wrong, therefore his maths is wrong. So he said there was an error in the Bible, and then he died in 1849, believing that Christ would return at any minute.
He died.
He died.
Good.
Good. The Millerites were divided into groups. They kind of went there a bunch of their own ways. But one large group in particular of about 35,000 people formed a group called the 7-Day Adventists. And they believe that something did happen in October 1844, but it wasn't on Earth. It was in heaven. So they've just made a loophole.
Mm.
Born into the church of the 7-Day Adventists was a boy called John Harvey Kellogg. We're going to come back to Kellogg shortly.
Did he make a cereal?
We'll get to that.
He made a cereal, didn't he?
We'll get to that.
The guy who made Kellogg cereal is batshit.
He is crazy. We're going to get to that.
Okay, cool.
His family moved to Battle Creek, Michigan, and his father opened up a broom factory. And
he
what are the early
up the the flakes of corn,
leading
floor.
leading to bran flakes.
Whoa!
One of the early founders of the Adventists was a woman called Ellen G. White. She was terrified of being eternally lost. That's how she was raised, to being like, you're going to be lost forever, essentially, if you don't follow the church, is what her parents taught her.
Mm-hmm.
At about age 9, she was hit in the face with a big rock.
Yeah, okay, good.
Her nose was disfigured and she was in a coma for weeks, but when she awoke, she began to have visions.
I mean, being hit in the face with a rock would do that.
Modern neurologists suggest what was actually happening was a series of seizures and hallucinations, but she thought that she was seeing God. The Adventists took the visions as fact. So she began.
So all it takes for people to really think that you are a prophet is to be hit in the face with a rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She began having visions of angels calling for a perfect diet. Head on his mic. June 6th, 1873, she had a vision of an angel telling her to eat 2 meals a day comprised of graham bread, fruit, and vegetables, and she was to avoid salt, spices, lard, coffee, tobacco, and meat. Does this sound familiar, Joey?
I am minutes away from ending this recording. This is so frustratingly annoying.
So, a bit of more context about the US. At this moment in time, it was a filthy place. Life expectancy was about 41 years old. Factory work was considered to be a bit of a death sentence. Lead poisoning was common in trades, and waste was just commonly in the street as well. Some people took baths once a week. Others didn't take baths at all. Okay. Doctors often viewed disease as being in an imbalance of the blood and would drain pints off of patients, medicating them with mercury. And fevers and diarrhea-based movements were considered to be symptoms of recovery. Thus, the mercury was working. Therefore, more mercury.
Oh my God.
That's horrific. Now, John... Oh, hang on. I've missed a paragraph here. Doctors were not well trained. They could go to a diploma mill for approximately 4 months and then leave to be a qualified medical practitioner and set up shop.
No shit.
Ellen's husband was returning from their steam and water treatment for his ailments, and as they were passing through Rochester, New York, where Joseph Smith, who founded the Mormon religion, was from, Ellen had another vision of the Adventists setting up a reserve for fresh air, sunlight, and exercise. When it was built, it was basically the exact same as the place the husband had just gone for his treatment. What she had was a memory. However, the hospital they built was in debt. And so Kellogg and his son, John Kellogg, were appointed treasurer and assistant treasurer, respectively, at the hospital. John Kellogg was eventually appointed physician-in-chief despite his lack of training, and he told his patients to eat what the monkey eats. Simple, food and not too much of it. He invented a mechanical horse for exercising, and he was also super obsessed with colons.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He would describe patients. So he would prescribe patients with a vegetarian diet and order 3 bowel movements a day, saying a housebroken colon is a damaged colon.
Okay,
This was
cool.
to suggest that he didn't want regular bowel movements or for people to hold it until they got to a toilet, just to shit as soon as they needed.
Well, okay. So the second you feel anything, you just drop your guts.
Yeah, drop gut.
Okay.
Some of his exercises were unusual. This included things like athletics in exercise nappies, dunks into electric water pools, and multiple daily enemas.
I hate this so much.
For a while, he preached about the benefits of Fletcherizing, which is where you chew your food so much to the point that you don't need to swallow it. It just slithers down your throat.
Mm-hmm.
Also known as eating.
Yeah.
Yep. He was fascinated with bowels, though. They were often considered his first love. And when an Adventist phrased one of his medical questions in a religious framing, Kellogg really turned on him. This is a quote. Is God a man with 2 arms and 2 legs like me? Does he have eyes, a head? Does he have bowels? No, said the Adventist. Well, I do, and
Why
that makes me...
fucking bowels.
Well, I do, and that makes me more wonderful than God. Kellogg thought that 90% of human ailments originated in the bowels. So, of course, that was going to be his focus. More and more people, keep in mind he's doing things like multiple enemas a day, exercise in like exercise nappies, dunks into electric pools. More and more famous people began to visit the clinic with Kellogg. People like Henry Ford, J.C. Penney, Thomas Edison, William Howard Taft, and Amelia Earhart.
Okay.
He liked to make sure that the bowels had a good supply of water reaching them in order to aid in the cleanse. His favorite device was an enema machine that would send 15 gallons of water through the bowel in a matter of seconds.
Get away from the bowels.
We're going to be on the bowels for a bit. After the water portion of this treatment, the patient would be given a pint of yogurt. Half would be eaten and half would be inserted anally.
Tim, just carry on. Don't even stop.
This was in the interest of planting protective germs where they were needed.
Right.
If the yogurt didn't do a trick, the offending portion of intestine was simply removed. Kellogg would do 20 surgeries a day, removing intestine pieces.
That's too many.
That's a lot. Kellogg also claimed, and this is my own writing here, Kellogg also claimed that his revolutionary yogurt ass treatment cured cancers, ulcers, schizophrenia, depression, acne, anemia, migraines, and premature old age.
What?
Yeah. Putting yogurt up your ass will fix aging and schizophrenia, apparently.
Yeah. Okay.
He also created a chair that would vibrate. The chair would...
Fucking wrong, then, is what I say.
This chair would be uncomfortable, but after sitting in it long enough, your bowels would release quickly because it would just shake you until you shit yourself. It was also noted that it would cure headaches.
Well, it's giving me one.
Do you need the chair?
No, I need to
No?
stop talking about bowels.
Kellogg
It's
would
a
receive...
Monday evening.
Kellogg would receive an enema every morning after breakfast. He would. He was also very, just like Graham from the previous episode, he was very anti-masturbation and sex. So much so that he abstained from sex to the point that he never consummated his marriage after 4 decades. And he and his wife had...
He was prostate massaging, Tim. That's
Pretty much.
all it is.
For the whole time. He and his
Yeah.
wife had separate bedrooms, 42 foster children, and they adopted 8 of them. Now, if the practices that he's doing in his medical facility are anything like at home, that house would fucking stink.
I imagine that it would.
Now, he had 39 symptoms of a masturbator, and I'd just like to quickly skim through these.
Please.
So, here we go. Let me know if any of these apply to you, Joey, and then we'll know if you're a masturbator. All right?
Okay.
General debility, just being weak.
Yeah.
Yep. Early symptoms of consumption or TB.
Yeah.
Yep. Premature and defective development.
Yeah.
Yep. Sudden change in disposition.
Yeah.
I'm going to skim through a lot of these because a lot of them are very mundane.
Just assume that the answer to all of them for me is yes.
Sure, but it ranges from stuff like sleeplessness, failure of mental capacity, untrustworthiness, round shoulders, being of Irish descent, being easily frightened.
Hey, all of them, yes.
Paralysis.
Okay.
What else? A disgust for simple food, using tobacco. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that he was just really against.
Yeah, all of them. All of them for me.
Kellogg believed, once again, like Graham, that a healthy diet would remove the lustful thoughts. So he made a sheet of water, sifted flour, grains, and seeds, and he called it granular.
Okay.
This was the world's first cold breakfast cereal, and it had to be softened with milk in order to be edible. However, granular was already a product that was trademarked, so he changed it to granola.
Oh, cool.
Neat.
Something I'm never going to eat again.
The diet didn't always work because people were still masturbating. Kellogg told parents as a recommendation to stop their kids from masturbating, to tie their hands to the bedpost at night to stop self-abuse. He also suggested circumcisions, noting that they should not be done with any sort of anesthetic, so the boy would remember pain when thinking about touching his penis.
That has a very different meaning for you.
That is a very different meaning. I'd lose 40%, I'm pretty sure. People went with the idea of circumcision, but they mostly did it with anesthetic. It's actually noted that Kellogg's suggestion for circumcision and his popularity with his diet and the Church of Seventh-day Adventists is actually the second biggest contributor to the widespread adoption of circumcision in America.
Oh,
which is
cool.
Neat. If the parents didn't want to go for this, though, Kellogg recommended that the foreskin be sewn shut on someone.
Yeah.
He also suggested the application of carbolic acid on clitorises for young girls to stop them masturbating. If you know anything about carbolic acid, applying it directly to a nerve or tissue will result in paralysis and possible poisoning. So
this man is the worst man on the planet.
He's awful. John went on to make more anti-masturbation food, but when he invented cornflakes, he thought they could also be used as a mildly irritant douche. So people were absolutely clamoring for them, leading to cornflakes becoming the best-selling cereal in America. And that's all I want to write about when it comes to these people. That's the end of Weird History for this week.
I have enjoyed Weird History for a very long time, but I've changed my mind after that and never do it again.
Are we scrapping Weird History?
No, we're not scrapping Weird History because I do enjoy it, but that was one of the most horrific things I've ever sat through.
He's an awful person.
No shit, he's an awful person.
I don't often buy cornflakes, but now I'm definitely not buying them.
I'll buy the knockoff ones intentionally to say,
to spite him.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's Weird History.
Yeah, that's Weird History. I did realise that we managed to skip over something else we do very, very, very regularly.
Day of the week.
We didn't do a day of the week, Tim. We didn't
do
get
the
a chance to play the best jingle in the world ever.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Yeah. Yes, Tim. Let's do Day of the Week.
Let's bring ourselves up.
Tim and Joey talking loud. Holidays that make them proud. Calendar check every week. Which stable's the peak? Valentine's is on a pivot. Christmas Eve sometimes hits it. New Year's Eve can be found. Smiling on a Wednesday round. It is Wednesday, my dudes. Time to shake the mood. Celebrate whatever. Make the middle week up there.
I'm going to have to do something about this soundbox because it sounds ropey.
It is struggling.
Tim, it is our Day of the Week section. This episode goes out on the 22nd of January in 2 days' time.
2 days?
Oh my God, when am I going to edit? Tim, I've got a few days for you.
Hit me with them.
Number 1, National Blondie Brownie Day.
Ooh, that's a pretty nice one. I like blondie brownies.
Just call them blondies.
Yeah,
National Celebration of Life Day.
sure. Also known as a birthday, but fine.
The National Sanctity of Human Life Day.
That's the same as the last one.
Okay. National Polka Dot Day.
We were talking about polka dots at work today. Do you remember that show Come Outside with the polka dot plane?
Yeah, and the
That.
dog's dead.
No, why'd you have to ruin it?
Yeah. I mean, it was filmed so long ago. The dog is definitely dead.
The suspension of disbelief, Joey.
I
didn't think
the
Dog and
lady-
Duck was still kicking around, but
I think the lady who flew the plane dead as well.
in a crash or.
Maybe. I'll leave that up to your imagination.
I wonder what's happened to that plane. You carry on.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll carry on. You just don't listen.
I wasn't going to be listening.
And then the last one is National Library Shelfie Day. The fourth Wednesday of each January is Library Shelfie Day, and you offer up a picture of your library shelf at home, or as normal people call it, bookshelf.
Yep.
So you can show people what you've been reading.
Let's go with that one.
What have you been reading, Tim?
Not much.
Why are we going with that one then?
I'm interested to see what people's books are like. I'm especially interested in like the comic guys' books, you know.
Okay.
I think that'd be interesting. I've just found it, by the way. The plane is it was sold in 2021 to someone in Ireland, and its whereabouts are currently unknown. However, it is known that it requires an engine rebuild that would be in excess of £40,000.
Here's what I'm reading.
What is that? Oh, Adobe Photoshop for photographers.
Yeah, look at it. Ooh,
That's like the phone book. That's massive.
it is. And do you know how much it cost me?
How much?
Nothing. I pinched it off someone's wall.
Amazing.
I mean, they were giving it away. I didn't pinch it.
Yeah, they were sat there reading it, and Joey just rode by on his bike.
I don't think I could steal this if someone was reading it outside.
Yeah, it's too hefty.
Listen. Oh, you probably didn't hear that, did you?
I had a little
I threw it on the floor and it thumped.
thump.
Yeah, so Shelfie Day. Tell us what you're reading.
Yeah, let's see what you got.
Or don't. You know, it's up to you.
Yeah, whichever you like. If you don't have many books, let's go with DVDs and games. Thank you.
Not the same thing.
They are also in libraries.
Tim, what was the last thing you read? Last book you read cover to cover. You've got books behind you.
Yeah. I want to say it was one of the earlier Witcher books. I've got the full collection behind me.
Nice. Very cool.
They're pretty good.
Nice. Tim, where do you want to go next?
Where do we want to go next? What have we got? We've done this. We don't do that
I haven't
one
done
anymore.
that much. You can't really have that much to go on. Just choose one of the things at the bottom. We've only done that.
Oh my god! Okay, we talked about it earlier with the restructure of the stuff, but there is one topic I absolutely want to get to because it had me howling at work, and we'll get to it afterwards. Let's do the new stuff with Game Club Pod first. What's new, Joey? Bring us up to speed.
You tell me what's new.
New logos, new branding, new content, new editing choices.
Yep.
New
When you say new
episodes.
editing choices, do you mean we're leaving that in?
Sure, it's an editing choice.
Yeah.
No, we're the way we're doing this. We normally do 2 mainline episodes a month, and we normally have something to fill the gap. What we've decided we're going to do is we're going to dial it back to 1 mainline episode a month. But don't worry, listeners, you're not getting less of us. If anything, you're getting more, whether you like it or not. So we've now got, this is how a month generally looks with us. You're getting 2 Blokes from Blighty every week, unless we're between seasons. You're getting mainline. You're getting Thanks I Hate It. You're getting Video Game Movie Club. You're getting Biased Anime Podcast. You're getting DLC. You're getting 2 Blokes from Blighty. And if we get more people on, you're getting Game Changers. That's a huge step up in content. And it's a little daunting. I would like to be ahead of it a lot more than we currently are, but
okay.
We're doing okay. I would just like to be ahead more. That's all.
We'll be okay.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see where a lot of this goes. And yeah, I mean, what we've recorded so far has been really, really fun. I'm especially excited for the latest video game movie club one that we did because it was just a total breakdown of
What, yesterday? The one we
yesterday's
recorded
one.
yesterday.
Yeah,
The one where we started talking about and ended up talking about triangles for 10 minutes.
yeah, it was great.
Le triangle.
La triangle. Yeah, no, I'm excited for it.
It's good. It should be fun. Also exploring other ways that you could be in the game club pod and take part, but I'm going to keep that under my whimsical hat.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, it's where I got this hat, Tim. I stole it from a dying witch, and her last words were, "It's cool," and I thought, yes, it is cool. Free hat.
Free hat. The thing I wanted to talk about that had me absolutely howling at work. Have you, obviously you and I are both Android guys, but have you seen Apple's new Apple Intelligence thing?
Isn't that Apple Intelligence Siri?
No, so that's their digital assistant. What they're doing is they've partnered with OpenAI to combine it with Siri to give Siri ChatGPT-esque intelligence.
Okay.
However, this hasn't been tested very thoroughly. Because one of the features that it has is summaries. So if you get a lot of notifications from one app, it'll try and summarize it for you. And I'm going to post some of these in here, some of these summaries that I've found, and I would like you to read them. By the way, to give the audience some framework, the summaries are that bad that Apple has had to disable the feature in the beta test because of how awful it is.
Cool.
First one, if you could just do me a favor and read that one aloud.
It says, messages. Parents got divorced. Asked if you want McDonald's nuggets for dinner.
There's this one.
Threads. 2 users disliked your reply and commented on your salary.
There's I'm just going to grab a few of my favorites here. You just carry on.
Says, it's a message from the whole family. 2 crackheads found in backyard. And then there's one that says, look at this shit I asked the other day. Siri, when's the next Friday the 13th? And its reply was, it's Saturday, January 18th, 2025.
There's some amazing ones where people were saying that, like, there was Siri was coming up with articles saying that Trump had deported, like, Fauci and that Luigi guy. And the New York Times were, like, posted being like, this is really irresponsible to keep this feature alive while it's this bad.
This one that Tim has just posted is a summary from Ring, as in the doorbell. It says, multiple people and a dog barked at your front door.
I'd find it hilarious, personally. I want more of this.
It depends, because if it gets it as wrong as it looks like it's getting it, I imagine it's very funny to see as an outsider. But if you're an insider, then boy howdy, you would be pleased.
There's one here that I've just seen. I've never seen this before. They have this thing called Image Playground, where it's like their version of image generation, and you can use it because Apple's got the what do they call them? The memojis. Is that what it is?
I have no idea what they're called.
It's like a cartoon representation of the Android user. You can make your own emojis based on your appearance. They're now letting you just generate images of what it thinks you look like based on your memoji, despite being on a device that has a front-facing camera. So it's come out with this sort of thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Just a man with some sort of bicycle bar round his neck and a penis coming out his shoulder.
Well, that
I don't know.
Sure is something.
I was just reading it and thought the Apple Intelligence thing sounded hilarious. If you guys are interested in checking it out, I can highly recommend checking out the Apple Intelligence Fails subreddit.
It's funny. I like it.
It's great. I want this feature on Android. I want more dumb summaries.
Yeah, I'm with you. That sounds very funny.
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah.
I've made you a quiz.
Oh, you have? That's right.
Would you like the quiz?
Yeah, hit me with it.
If you say no now, I'll be really upset. So the quiz relates to something that is on our bloody running order. That's the word I was looking for. I know my English sometimes. So, Tim, this month, WWE has gone onto Netflix.
No, I've seen this. Is it only live events, or can you watch catch up?
Everything is on there.
Oh, wild.
I'm not a massive WWE fan. I have found myself watching it because it's on Netflix.
Sure.
So I've sat there and I've watched King of the Ring 1998
Hell yeah.
because it's the one where Kurt Angle tried to throw Shane McMahon through a window and he just bounced off twice. I found myself watching WrestleMania 17.
Oh, yeah?
I found myself watching the new Raws that have come out. They're actually really good. It's a lot of fun. But Tim, the golden era of WWE was the Attitude Era. Okay? So The
What?
Rock,
Oh, yeah.
Stone Cold, Rikishi, Mankind,
The Hardy
Triple
Boys.
H, the Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, the kind of loads of blood, loads of high-flying stuff, the dangerous
NWO
stuff.
were around, weren't they?
Yes, they were. Tim, not all of the Attitude Era was good.
Okay.
I have a multiple choice question for you, and
Mhm.
all 5 of these are real storylines that took place in the Attitude Era, okay?
I'm listening.
So I'm going to tell you how it started, and one of the multiple choices is how it ended, and I want you to tell me how it ended, okay?
Okay.
So question 1. Triple H had a huge feud with Vince McMahon and Test at the same time.
Test.
Test was a superstar, WWE superstar. That's what they call him. Test at the time was dating Stephanie McMahon, Vince's daughter. So how did Triple H get at them at the same time? Did he A, make them a nice dinner and talk their problems through? B, decide to be the bigger man and walk away? Or C, drug, kidnap, and marry Stephanie McMahon against her will, then telling Vince that he consummated the marriage multiple times while she was under the influence of drugs?
Well, it's going to be that one, isn't it?
You are correct, Tim. That was
I was hoping it was the nice dinner.
the funny thing is that Stephanie and Triple H are actually married in real life now, which is quite a nice outcome to quite a horrific, rapey story that they gave off there.
So
not
how
the
did
last
you meet
time
Mom and Dad?
Not the last time that Triple H will pop up in this quiz. So, Tim.
He was on The Weakest Link.
No.
They did a wrestling special of The Weakest Link and everyone was all in their wrestling uniforms.
Was it with Ann Robinson?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Tim, question 2.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Henry,
I don't know.
a.k.a. the world's strongest man.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Don't look it up, Tim.
No, I'm not. I'm getting The Weakest Link.
A.k.a. Sexual Chocolate, had a relationship with Mae Young during the Attitude Era, who was 80 years old at the time. During their relationship, what bizarre thing happened? Is it A, Mae included Mark in her will, giving him everything she owns when she passes away? B, Mark cheated on Mae with an even older woman? Or
Okay.
C, Mae fell pregnant only to give birth live on Raw a few weeks later, not to a baby, but to a human hand?
Well, it's going to be that one.
Are you sensing a theme here?
Are all of these just C?
We'll see. That one we'll see. So, question 3. Val Venus had the gimmick of being a porn star
Wow.
because his name rhymes with Venus.
Oh, that makes sense.
But whilst in a feud with, I've never heard of this superstar before I made this quiz, Kei
No idea.
Val was caught fornicating with Kei wife.
Oh.
But how did Kei react? Is it A, they had stern words and a traditional wrestling match to sort it out? Is it B, they agreed never to speak of the incident again as long as Val Venus promised never to go near his wife again? Or was it C, Kei hired Yakuza thugs to chop off the end of Val's penis with a samurai sword, with one of the characters ending the segment by shouting, "I choppy your pee-pee"?
Well, I really want it to be that one, so I'm going to go with that one.
You are correct, Tim.
Wow.
2 more questions. During a rivalry between Big Boss Man and Al Snow, Big Boss Man kidnapped Al Snow's dog, Pepper, and promised that if Al came to his hotel room during the recording of next week's Raw, he would give Pepper back to him. What happened?
Oh, no.
Is it A, He returned Pepper, and they both went on a lovely evening walk through the local dog park.
That sounds nice. Let's
Yeah.
have it be that one.
Is it B? Al kept Pepper, but trained him to be a guide dog for the local community.
That also sounds nice.
Yeah, or is it C? He cooked Pepper and tricked Al Snow into eating his own dog with rice.
So he did Dennis's famous mac and cheese, or Mac's famous mac and cheese, rather, to him.
He's Scott Tenement, the dog.
It's that one, yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, it's that one, Tim. You've got 4 out of 4 so far.
Great.
Now the last one, and my favourite one. This is exactly how I've written the quiz. Triple H again. Whilst in a rivalry with Kane, Triple H found out that Kane's wife had passed away recently.
Oh, no.
And claimed he had footage of her funeral. But what was the footage really? Tim, I'm going to let you just shot in the dark here. What do you think happens?
It's going to be him having a go at his wife or something, isn't it?
Who having a go?
Triple H.
Having a go at Kane's wife?
Yeah.
Is that as far as your brain will take you?
That's as far as my brain wants to go.
Okay.
And want is a strong word.
Cool. So is it A video of Kane cheating on his wife before she passed away?
Oh.
That would be sad, wouldn't it?
I would be sad.
Is it B, Triple H doing a Fortnite Take the L dance?
I really want it to be that one now. He's doing the dance.
Or is it C, a video of Triple H in a Kane mask attending a funeral, only for him to climb into the coffin and have sex with the corpse? After climaxing, putting his hand inside the coffin and producing a full handful of brains, exclaiming, "I must have screwed her brains out."
That one.
So the golden era of attitude golden attitude era of wrestling, Tim. Those are 5 stories from it. What do you think?
My memory of wrestling has been tarnished.
Oh, it's funny.
Whenever I think of wrestling, I just think of Rey Mysterio, and that all is well with the world.
Yeah.
Who's that jumping out the sky? It's REY Mysterio. Here we go.
Yeah. Well, his son is now a professional wrestler.
Oh.
He's name's Dominic. He's a pretty good heel.
What's a heel?
So a heel is a bad guy and a face is a good guy.
Oh.
So that's wrestling lingo for you, Tim.
Wow.
What did you think of the Attitude Era quiz? Would you go back and watch WWE?
I don't know. I don't know how comfortable I am with that being on any of the screens in my house.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, that was my quiz for you. I hope you enjoyed it.
Sure. I've also just posted links for you to watch the Weakest Link WWF Superstars special episodes if you're interested.
Another time, yeah.
It's really funny when the Big Show's on screen because I have to zoom out for him.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
There
Joey,
was one that I missed that I was going to include in there.
Oh, yeah.
About the real life story about when Big Show's dad passed away whilst they were doing WWE.
Oh.
And Big Boss Man, who he was in a rivalry with, the one who made the guy eat his own dog, rocked up to the funeral, attached the coffin to a winch on his car and drove away, and the Big Show climbed on top of it to stop him and basically went on a rampage through a graveyard riding his dad's coffin.
What the fuck?
Vince McMahon came up with all of these.
Oh, for fuck's okay, fine.
There you go.
There you go. What was I going to say then was, in terms of also more tech news, I suppose, because that's what my week is now. Switch 2 announcement. Joey, your thoughts?
Fucking pointless.
I don't know about pointless. Like, it's definitely a hardware upgrade.
It's a console, Tim. A console that they're claiming is and the quote I read is as powerful as the PS4 Pro.
Now, I've seen that quote. I haven't seen the Pro. I've seen that as powerful as a PS4 in handheld
PS4
mode,
Pro. Let's be real here. PS4 Pro. However, the PS4 Pro was released 10 years ago, and the Switch 2, if you look at the dimensions of it, are about the same size as a PS4 Pro.
But now you can hold it.
Cool.
Neat. The thing I don't quite understand about this, and I'm sure they're going to get to it when we hear more about it in 3 fucking months in their infinite wisdom.
I got an email inviting me to test it out.
I signed you up to
in
that,
London.
and I signed me up to that.
Why did you? I don't want anything to do with it.
I signed up the whole family. But have you got your invite?
No.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I have an invite.
bro, I didn't get an invite, and I'm the one who signed us up.
I don't want. You can have mine if you want.
Maybe.
I have like a 40-minute window. I'm not going to London for 40 minutes.
I'll go. I'll be fine.
I'm not going to
I'll be
London.
our boots on the ground reporting.
Cool.
But yes, the thing I don't quite get what they're doing with it is they've removed the IR sensor from the Switch 1 controller and they've put in a short throw optical sensor on the side of it. And they tease this
You're gonna have to explain all of that in a language I can understand.
So, is your Switch by you?
Yeah.
If you look at the bottom of the right Joy-Con, you'll see like a black square on the bottom. That's an IR camera.
Infrared.
Yeah. And it's there for, measuring pulses if you're playing Ring Fit, or it's there for, doing some stuff in Brain Age that I don't understand because I haven't played Brain Age. I think the Nintendo Labo, the cardboard thing that they put out, also used it, but I don't know. They've got rid of that because, to be fair, it is a very, very niche bit of hardware. And they've replaced it with a short throw optical sensor, which you'll find in mice. So it looks like they're going for mouse functionality in these Joy-Cons. Whether that means better control for first-person shooters or real-time strategy games, or maybe we'll end up back in the browser era like on the 3DS. Who knows?
Yeah, that sounds like a good reason to spend £500 on a console.
I don't know how much it's going to be. Is it? I've told myself I normally try and get the latest console when I can. I've told myself I'm going to wait a couple of years for the Switch 2. I've no need. I'm just going to wait.
How often do you play your Switch?
Very, very occasionally. If I'm like, I want to play some Pokemon. You
have a Steam Deck.
I do, and that's primarily the reason I don't play my Switch very often these days.
Yes. Do you know my favorite thing about the Switch announcement is something I sent you? Tim, what's a common problem with Joy-Cons?
Drift.
The way they showed the Joy-Cons?
Drifting.
Literally drifting.
So if the hardware reports are correct, what we're looking at is what's called Hall effect joysticks, which means essentially Joy-Con or some thumbstick drift should be a thing of the past with these new thumbsticks, if it's correct.
Do I believe them?
I don't know.
No, I don't. The other thing I think is really crazy is the Joy-Cons are now connected. Is it USB-C?
No, it's magnets.
No, but they have a connector point.
I don't know if it's USB-C. I don't know what that port is.
But it's a port that juts out of the controller.
Yeah.
There are going to be so many fucking broken Switch 2s because of that.
I don't know about that because if you notice this is based on the CG trailer, so we haven't seen a physical product as of yet. But to me, that is so far in the middle that you wouldn't be able to bend it because the lip of the controller and the lip of the console would probably get in the way.
I think it would. If the Joy-Cons were connected and anything leaned on it, it would bend. That's what I think.
I mean, we'll just have to see. Either that or it has some sort of flexi system on it.
That would be...
That'd be
good.
neat. That'd be neat.
That would be good.
I'm interested to see what they do.
I searched Switch 2, possibility of broken port, and the first thing that comes up is someone repairing a Switch. It just says, yikes.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
And then the last thing you put on the running order is my car.
Yeah, Tim, tell everyone your news.
I passed my test. I immediately got on the road to Glastonbury and then immediately got on the road to Birmingham. It was good.
Where are you going in 2 weeks' time?
Newcastle, baby. I'm driving.
How long is that going to take?
About 5 hours, all said and told. I'm going to be stopping in Birmingham for the night first. on the Friday, heading up to Newcastle the day after, and then the Sunday, coming down, taking a bit of a break in Birmingham, and then finishing the rest of the journey, because Birmingham to where I live isn't that far.
It's about an hour.
Yeah, it's not bad. That's not a bad part of the journey. It's just going to be the Newcastle downwards bit, I think, is going to be the tough part of the journey.
Newcastle downwards. There's quite a lot of stuff.
It's quite a lot of stuff, but we'll make stops. We'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
You'll be right. Whack on the cruise control and I'm happy.
Yeah. Do that the whole way. Just have a nap.
Not sure if I can quite do that.
I think you can. Let's do some jokes.
Let's do some jokes.
I lost the joke jingle as well.
Where have all our jingles gone?
Where have all our jingles? No, it's here. Ignore me.
That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week.
Well remembered after a season break.
It's basically just muscle memory at this point.
This is our joke of the week section where Tim and I tell each other jokes, and the first one to laugh loses, and that joke is deemed our joke of the week. Tim, I heard Josh and Alex talking about this in Talking Smack probably last week now, and Josh told a really, really good joke about a pirate that I might tell you after record because it made me laugh. All right. Okay, Tim, I have 9 jokes.
I have 10.
Okay, you go first then.
Great. A friend of mine didn't pay for his exorcism. He got repossessed.
That's good. I like that. That's good play.
Right.
Tim, the 31st of May sheepdog trials will only allow certain breeds to enter. That's because it's a ban collie day.
Okay. All right. That's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. I'm an expert at picking leaves and heating them with water. It's my specialty.
Very good. Very, very good. I just heard that Bilbo Baggins died of a Viagra overdose. I guess old hobbits die hard.
That's really good.
Thanks.
That nearly got me already.
Yep.
I saw a robbery at the Apple store. I'm an eyewitness.
Good play on the eye.
Yeah,
iPod,
branding
iPhone.
joke.
Yeah, very good. Tim, 2 Irish nuns are out after dark, and a vampire jumps out in front of them. The first nun says, "Sister, show him your cross." And the second one says, "Fuck off, you pointy-toothed bastard."
Yeah, they're angry. That makes sense. They've just been startled. What does a 300-kilogram canary say?
I don't know. What does a 300-kilogram canary say?
Chirp.
Sorry?
Chirp.
I don't get it.
Because they're big.
Chirp?
Yeah, they're normally quite high-pitched. I don't think this joke's landed.
I don't think this joke's landed either. Tim, I bought my girlfriend a fur coat made of hamster skins and took her on to Blackpool for the weekend. I couldn't get her off the big wheel for 2 hours.
That's very good.
Thanks.
Classic hamster behavior.
Yep.
I failed a fire safety test. When asked what steps I'd taken in an explosion, fucking big ones wasn't an acceptable answer.
That was so dumb.
That's pretty funny, to be fair. That joke was weak. I misread that as that's the joke of the week.
Tell the stupid joke.
I failed a fire safety test. When asked what steps I'd taken in an explosion, fucking big ones wasn't an acceptable answer.
Very, very good. Well done, Tim. Okay, let's do our pub quiz question and then let's get out of here.
Sure, let me just quickly clear out the jokes that didn't land. These ones. Cool, I now have 5 ready for next week. Right. Pub quiz. What do we land on? Oh, yeah. What body of water lies between Saudi Arabia and Africa?
Some. Is it the Atlantic?
Not the Atlantic. I'm going to give you 2 more guesses.
I don't know, Tim.
Come on, you can name bodies of water.
I don't think I count the Pacific,
No,
the wet one,
that's. I'll give you 1 more because that's not a body of water.
I know the answer.
What is it?
It's literally the name of the fucking country. It's the Arabian Sea.
The Red Sea.
I think it's the same thing.
Is it?
It's all connected. It's not the same thing.
Okay, it's all connected.
It's all wet, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Mount Fuji's connected to the Colorado River. That's fine.
Yeah, it is. I would say it's all Colorado or Connecticut, whichever one you want.
We can never leave Connecticut.
It's all Connecticut. Tim, anything you want to shout out before we end the episode?
I'm going to give a Discord user of the week. Who is that going to be? I am going to say it's going to be Fox Photons.
Oof, Fox Photons. There you go. Oh, the Fox Photons. Up BAP, up casting views, up talking smack, up new one, reboot, deboot. Don't think we've ever shouted them out before. And that's it from us. We'll see you in a week's time, right, Tim?
Yeah, thereabouts. Join us for our more content. We've got lots of good stuff coming out.
More content. Oh, what are we going to do? Need more content to give you. We'll see you later. Take that, you bastards.
That's a weird outro.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.